Hello, everyone. I'm Jim Sanders, and this is a good word. This is my granddaughter, Claire. Claire, how old are you? We have one. That's right, 1 year old. We love Claire. She's well above average, by the way, and she's growing, and we're all praying for her growth. We want her to grow and grow. We want her to grow physically. We don't care if she's 4'10" like her aunt Curry, or if she's 6'3" like her cousin Blanche. We just want her to be healthy and growing like. We want her to be also growing in her intellect. It doesn't matter to us if she's like an artist, a great artist, like her great great aunt Trudy, or maybe she'll be the person who discovers the key to curing cancer. That could happen, you know. Praying for it every day. Claire's getting ready to go. The other thing we're praying about Claire is her spiritual growth. We're praying that she'll be growing closer to God, and we know that God's already at work in her, and we're excited about that. Her mother's a great help too. She just helped with Claire. We know, I'd love to know what she thinks about God, because I know God's already working in her. We've seen Claire's growth. I know I have, especially just by what she eats. She started out nursing on breast milk, and then it wasn't long before Claire was eating all these smashed vegetables, smashed carrots, smashed squash, smashed this and that in these little jars. It was awful. And then she moved on to solid food. Yeah. Which reminds me of some words from Hebrews chapter 5. If you have your Bible, I'm going to read from the Message today. The writer to Hebrews has been writing about the suffering and obedience of Jesus. And then he writes these words in Hebrews chapter 5, about verse 11 through 14. He goes on a little tangent right here. And it's a little tangent, but it's a very important tangent. He says, "By this time, you ought to be teachers yourselves. Yet here I find you need someone to sit down with you and go over the basics of God again, starting from square one, baby's milk, when you should have been on solid food long ago. Milk is for beginners, inexperienced in God's ways. Solid food is for the mature, who have some practice in telling right from wrong." Well, I read that and I think about Claire and where I am with milk and solid food, and it makes me ask, how am I in my spiritual diet and my spiritual growth these days? Am I relying on baby's milk from someone else, or have I moved on to solid food? I mean, I ask that. For instance, I ask that in the realm of prayer, in that discipline of prayer. Am I still praying the same way I prayed 5 years ago? The same way I prayed 10 years ago? Or have I grown somehow in my praying, in my discipline of spiritual prayer? Am I on baby's milk in my prayer life, or am I on solid food? And what about in my serving others? Serving others and loving others, and my financial generosity. Am I at the very same place I was 4 years ago, 3 years ago? Have I not grown any? Am I at the same place I was 10 years ago? Am I a baby milk person when it comes to my generosity, and it comes to my serving? Am I stuck back in somewhere I've been for 15 years? And also, I ask that about my witnessing. Hey, am I still depending on other people to witness to the good news to me, to help me grow? Or am I, as the writer here was saying, am I able to be the teacher? And am I able to be the one who dispenses spiritual milk to help others grow in their faith? Am I stuck on baby milk? Or have I moved on to solid food? Now, I know in this life there are a lot of things that we cannot control. We wish we could, but we can't. We can't control COVID-19. We cannot control the weather. We can't control macroeconomics by ourselves. We can't control those things. So I'm trying to focus on the things I can change. And the most primary thing is me. I can focus on growing in my faith. I can focus on moving from baby milk to solid food. And that's what I'm purposing to do with my one and only life. What are you doing with your one and only life? Well, I hope you'll join me in the days ahead in growing and moving past some of the ways you've been living the Christian faith and life and journey, and stepping forward into the new, expanding yourself, going from baby milk to solid food. Baby milk. That's a really good word for today.